Hey, welcome to our October 2015 World of Equine News Report here on Speaking of Horses. I'm your host, Wayne Williams. This month we're going to first bring you some exciting news about the Retired Racehorse Thoroughbred Makeover. It'll be held October 23rd to the 25th in Lexington, Kentucky at the Kentucky Horse Park. Now, this event is the official kickoff to the Breeders' Cup Week in Lexington, as the Breeders' Cup races will be held at Keeneland this year in Lexington. Now, the Retired Racehorse Makeover had a limit of 350 off-track retired racehorses allowed to enter. Never thought that they would come close to filling the field for this. They then reached their full entry in just a few months. They are at 350, and these are second career horses competing for $100,000 in prize money. Now, we at Speaking of Horses TV are pleased to announce that we're going to be there, live streaming coverage each day, and you may watch it at speakingofhorses.com and by signing up to watch right there on the home page. That's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, October 23, 24, 25, this month. Don't miss the Retired Racehorse Project Thoroughbred Makeover. Hey, we'll be right back with much more. Stay with us. We want to take a moment to thank many of the fine people who have made Speaking of Horses TV possible. King Barnes, custom designed and built to your specs, crafted by experienced craftsmen just for you. Visit King Barnes for your class barn. Revitavet, light therapy products to assist in faster healing of your horse. Use the light pads to warm up muscles before riding. It's innovative, reliable, and you get top results. Revitavet. And a thank you to Just Dump It, easy and safe handles for your wheelbarrow. Save your back with this dump system, easy to install and use. Check out Just Dump It. And Hoosier Horse Trailers, crafted and built in northern Indiana. Unique designs and factory-crafted living interiors. Amish craftsmen at their best. That's Hoosier Horse Trailers. Thank you for your support of Speaking of Horses. As a highlight of the Capital Challenge Horse Show, each year the WCHR Professional Finals crowned a veteran champion in 2015, as Scott Stewart of Wellington, Florida, took the top prize in the $5,000 NCHR Pro Finals, presented by the show's title sponsor, Well Placed Smile, for a sixth time in his career. Now, Stewart earned the prestigious top prize in the final round aboard Reality, owned by Alexa Wiseman, at a final score of 271.99. The Capital Challenge Horse Show continued with hunter and jumper competition through Sunday, October 4th. That was at Prince George's Equestrian Center. Allison Joyce and Herod were victorious in the Ariat Adult Medal Finals presented by Ariat International, the most prestigious adult medal finals offered in the United States. Kimberly Maluman and Invincible, owned by Ellen Toone, captured the $2,500 WCHR Adult Amateur. Now, the All-American Quarter Horse Congress is coming into the mix now. The Congress is underway in Columbus, Ohio. This is the largest single-breed horse show in the country. They boast over 13,000 entries. They also have a huge retail shopping area for the horse lover or just the horsey motif decor. It's all there. It runs nearly all of October. They cover a huge part of the Ohio State Fairgrounds, and for nearly 25 days they run. All types of riding, of disciplines, special classes each day, but all quarter horses. It's the All-American Quarter Horse Congress. It's presented by the Ohio State Quarter Horse Association, and you can go see it almost any time in October. You know, Jeff Wilson and his Cowboy Dressage will be appearing at events in the fall of 2015. Two beautiful events that we're going to tell you about are coming up shortly. Jeff is from upstate New York and does some amazing work. Now, you can join him if you want to. We'd love to have you see him at number 1, the Taste of the Catskills Festival. That'll be October 10 and 11, 2015. Maple Shade Farm, 2066 County Highway 18 in Delphi, New York. Black Willow Orion will be performing the Taste of the Catskill Festival, a family-friendly event that showcases the food, beer, crafts, and wine of the region with a variety of vendors, including farmers, value-added food products, and restaurants. Maple Shade Farm is a family-run farm in Delhi. And also, Jeff will be at the Great American Trail Horse Festival. That's November 5, 6, 7, and 8. The historic Von Holton Ranch in Mora, Missouri, which is over near Branson. Each day of the festival, they'll feature clinics, performances by a fantastic lineup of nationally renowned equine clinicians. Daily rides are scheduled at different times of the day, allowing riders to enjoy one or two of the scheduled rides and also be able to fit in attending a number of clinics during the course of the festival. Compete in the obstacle challenges or just trail ride for fun. All breeds, disciplines, organizations are warmly welcomed and encouraged to participate and help celebrate the American trail horse and all things trail and horse related. We'll be right back with a look at Colt Starting USA. Stay with us. We want to take a moment to thank many of the fine people that have made Speaking of Horses possible. Source Nutrition, micronutrients for your horse or dog, developed and harvested from the ocean on the Maine coast. Years of research and development for the best supplements available. Source Nutrition. Equessentials, horse conditioning and prep products developed by Dr. Tom Tweeton. Totally safe, improve your horse's coat and health. That's Equessentials. Echo Green Grid, stop mud and uneven wet ground. Echo Green Grid installs easily to give a great base for footing. Use it in the paddock around the water tank or use it in the barn. That's Echo Green Grid. And a thank you to Fly Predators. Fly Predators from Spalding Labs. Control flies and fly larvae the easy way. Use Fly Predators and flies will be gone. Thank you to these people who support Speaking of Horses. Well, you know, the Colt Starting Challenge USA recently held one of their many competitions in Attica, Indiana. It was well attended, good competition. So we're going to meet two of the trainers who competed here for a chance to make the finals during the NFR in Las Vegas this December. Watch as we meet these competitors. Hey, speaking of horses, and we're here at the Colt Starting Challenge USA in Attica, Indiana. Now, this is between the 2 days. We're getting set for the second day in the sessions. Jessica Abeda is my guest, and you're one of the trainers. Now that you've had those sessions on Friday with your horse, tell us a little bit about where you're at and what you think. We're not putting you on the spot here, but just give us a little insight.
My horse is really sticky, really heavy, doesn't want to move out, very dull in the mind. It's hard for me to get that flight instinct that you need to work with. Everyone else is trying to tame it, and I'm trying to get a reaction out of the horse. Body pressure isn't working, physical encouragement, mind control, none of those things are working for me. It's been very difficult for me to get that horse to get that forward motion that is making it hard for me to get any kind of score out of her.
Well, I noticed yesterday in the sessions that, and it is permissible in this contest to ask for a little help from another trainer, that you literally had the other gal that's training come in to help you get a little forward motion.
Yeah, I did. I asked for Madison to come in, and she stopped what she was doing and came in and tried to help me drive. And even with her giving 110% and me too, the horse probably only put out about 20 to us. And I got just enough out of her that I had to reward that, because you can't just keep being greedy about her. She will totally shut down.
Well, yeah, and horses are very honest animals. I mean, this always has to mean that. And if they do something that you want them to do, whether it's really good or just kind of half, if they're going in the right direction, you got to reward them, because otherwise they don't understand that's what you're after later.
True, very true.
Yeah. It's like raising kids.
I guess so. I don't have any yet, so I'm not sure, but I see a lot of them.
Well, raising kids, you know, it's I tell parents, you know, when you give an ultimatum to a kid, you have to be ready for either side.
Right.
You can't just say, don't do that or we're going home, and then when they do it again, you say, don't do it, we're going home. They don't understand what you're saying. Horses are the same way. It's got to be very honest with them.
That's true. That's a good analogy.
You know, it is. So, plans for tonight?
Well, I called a couple of my mentors that do a lot of this from the other side of the country and told them what I'm dealing with, and they gave me some suggestions tonight. And instead of trying to get that reaction out of her the way I've been doing it, I need to get her to respond positively to a flight instinct, as opposed to what they're doing is trying to tame it.
Well, we wish you luck tonight, Jessica.
All
so
right, thank you.
Good luck. Stay with us right here on Speaking of Horses. We got a lot more coming at the Colt Starting Challenge USA. You know, the Houseware Indoor Eventing Challenge returns to the Royal Horse Show. That's in Toronto. The thrilling Houseware Indoor or Horseware Indoor Eventing Challenge will once again be part of the world-class lineup of equestrian sport and entertainment as the Royal Horse Show, as it's held as a part of the Royal Agricultural Winter Fair, which returns to downtown Toronto November 6th to the 17th. One of the most highly anticipated events of the Royal Horse Show, the Horseware Indoor Eventing Challenge, will be held on opening weekend, Friday, November 6th and Saturday, November 7th, offering $20,000 in prize money. The Horseware Indoor Eventing Challenge combines the exhilaration of jumping natural cross-country obstacles as well as traditional show jumping fencing in an indoor setting. Now, this year's event will feature some of the biggest names in the sport, including 3 members of Canada's bronze medal team at the recent Toronto 2015 Pan American Games. Colleen Loach, individual silver medalist, Jessica Phoenix, and Waylon Roberts have all confirmed their attendance, as have fellow Canadian Carl Slezak and veteran United States equestrian team member Buck Davidson. Currently ranked in the number 2 rider in North America, Davidson has never competed at the Royal Horse Show and immediately accepted the invitation to contest there at the Horseware Indoor Eventing Challenge. I heard they have great things at this show, being top class in every way, said Davidson, a 2-time World Equestrian Games competitor in 2010 and 2014. And I'll try to go to as many places as I can to showcase eventing and also to bring the sport to a different audience. I'm really lucky to have owners that let me do that. The Royal is another way to spread the word about eventing, and if I can play any small part in that, I'm really happy to do so. We at Speaking of Horses would like to thank some of the people who helped to make Speaking of Horses TV possible. A big thank you to Equine Clot. Equine Clot is a wonderful product. Carry it in your saddlebag, put it in your first aid kit, wrap it on an equine wound. It immediately promotes clotting and is a great first aid tool. Thank you to Equine Clot. And to EquestraSafe, a complete line of equestrian riding products for trail, for arena, for wherever. from reflective vests, reflective headgear, tapes, signage. Everything you need to ride safely and to be safe with your horse is available at equestrasafe.com. Check them out. Thanks to all of the fine people that make Speaking of Horses TV possible. Well, we're going to close with a little bonus footage from colt starting in Attica, Indiana. Watch this. Hey, speaking of horses, we're here at the Colt Starting Challenge USA. We're at Attica, Indiana. We're between the two sessions, and one of the 5 competing is Russell Beatty. Now, Russell, aside from the fact that you and your wife, Christy, run these events, you do fill in when you have to, and we know we talked earlier that you had to fill in for a trainer who could not be here due to an injury. So, you know, aside from that, how's your horse doing? Because you had kind of tipped me off that it wasn't going exactly as nice as you wanted, so just fill us in.
Well, to start with, it kind of started rocky, but like most of them, I gave him enough time, and he started to come around at the end. So he's actually going good now. He's moving out. He's got some forward motion. He's better on his back than he was on the ground. And so rather than sit and argue with him and get into a big fight, changed my game plan a little and just got on his back and worked from there.
Well, I know early on as we were watching, it just wasn't progressing. But there again, every horse is different, and some of them come on a lot stronger at one point than the other. As soon as everything sinks in as to what you're after.
Yes, sir. He actually, when I got on him, he settled down even more, because then I wasn't having to put a lot of pressure on him. And so then he was more willing to move and give me his head, flex at the neck, and trot around some. So I got him to go over the tarps, got him to go over the barrels, got him to move around, got him finally starting to turn and free up his body. So I think today I'll be able to have a lot more fun on him.
Well, it did come around the last 30 minutes last night in that second session. He seemed to get a little bit more going, and we kind of went around round pin to round pin, and you seemed to have a lot more going toward the end there. So there was a connection really starting to happen.
Yes, sir. He's a nice little horse. He was a twin from what the lady told me, and I tried not to make excuses for any of it. I just wasn't, I couldn't figure out how to communicate to him what I wanted him to do on the ground. And it was just getting to where he was getting frustrated and didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah.
So once I got on his back, he relaxed a little bit, and I was able to communicate with him better on his back.
It's going to be an interesting evening this evening, isn't it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They're these guys that are here, and the girls, boy, they're awesome, and they make it kind of hard for an old guy like me to catch them.
Well, we've got 2 45-minute sessions tonight with a break between for the horses, and then the finals where we clear the round pins, and you have an obstacle course, and we see how we can do. So we'll talk to some of you guys after tonight is over, and we'll see how it all went.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. We're here at the Colt Starting Challenge USA in Attica, Indiana. Stay with us. We got more coming.
Anyways, as you can see, with this today's session, we leaps and bounds further than we were going the first day, which I'm thankful for. And as you can see, the power of her being able to go around the middle and further than another year is what she needed. That horse rode a little bit better horse than I did, and it worked for him. I didn't want to tire her out, though. It was kind of fun moving around here like the extreme cowboy race or something. And she needed that. She needed to bring up, she got a lot more responsive. Her fury is improved significantly. We have some sticky spots, but I'm still kind of working on that. I've let the rest a little bit more. I kind of want to save it for opposite of her, trying to get it out really helped. Now I'm just gonna putz around and she goes over this stuff. She goes over everything I've asked her to do, so I'm just letting her move around freely, letting her know that her moving around her vacation is absolutely fine, because before her vacation she determined that we're gonna stand a lot. And I'm not gonna go.
So we have Russell B. left. Russell, if you can turn on the right, and you can tell us what's going on with your course. And we have just about 10 minutes left, and then we will set up the obstacle.
Yes, there we go. All right. Well, I'll tell you what, what is my little horse's name? Stormy. Well, I'll tell you what, old Stormy sure has made Sunrise sure has made a big change in his attitude. I bet you there were 50 people out there who thought that I was using Sunrise to get all these other horses to love. It's a testament to how good this horse is. He's really coming around. He's spent the whole time keeping his head nice and level, and I think he started to ride one-handed because he's starting to come around and try to work. I did all my things. I went on and rode the guitar. I rode jogging. I've done everything possible on this little horse, and he really has come around and tried to do good. He gets frustrated a little bit with things, but all in all, this is a nice little horse. And I'll tell you what, all these horses in here have made pretty fantastic, drastic changes in the way they've gone.
Do you think everybody's done and their horses are ready to have some horse?
I almost think so. I know this little horse is ready to go to the obstacle course. Steve, how about your horse? Jessica, your little horse ready for the obstacle?
She talks about him, dreams about him, thinks about him all the time. She's got to have him, be lost without him. You can see it in her eyes. What is it? What is it with girls and horses? She says, now when I was a young girl, they were my whole world. They were my one safe place. Now that I'm older, I still lean on their shoulders. I still feel like that girl some days. What is it? What is it with girls and horses? Sometimes I talk about 'em and I dream about 'em. I live to love 'em and I love to ride. I'll always have 'em, be lost without 'em. There's magic in those gentle lines. What is it? What is it with girls and horses? What is it? What is it with girls and horses? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Girls and horses.
Well, that's our report for October 2015. Thanks for joining us here on Speaking of Horses. I'm your host, Wayne Williams, and we'll see you next month or down the trail.